Behind every powerful man is a woman, but in the world of the Italian Mafia, these women didn't stand behind, they led. Across Italy's shadowy criminal underworld, where loyalty is currency and betrayal spells doom, a group of fearless women defied centuries of patriarchal tradition. They weren't just supporting characters in this dangerous drama, they were the masterminds, the decision-makers, the bosses. The Mafia's roots run deep in Italy, with organizations like the Camorra, Cosa Nostra, and Ndrangheta wielding immense power. For decades, men dominated these syndicates, but a new kind of leader emerged, women who wielded power with intelligence, strategy, and ruthless ambition. They shattered stereotypes in one of the most male-dominated institutions in history. But how did they rise? What drove these women to risk everything for control? And what can their stories tell us about the dark intersection of power, family, and vengeance? Today, we'll explore the untold stories of 10 remarkable women who ruled the Italian Mafia, shaping the criminal underworld with cunning and charisma, and paying the ultimate price. Stay with us as we uncover how they climbed the ranks, the power they wielded, and the legacies they left behind. Maria Angela di Trapani's story begins with her birth into the infamous Cosa Nostra, where loyalty and power ran in the family. As the daughter of a notorious mafia boss, her future seemed destined for a life intertwined with crime. However, what set her apart was not her inheritance, but her audacity to take control in a world dominated by men. When her husband, a prominent mobster, was imprisoned, Maria Angela didn't just step into his shoes, she expanded his operations. She orchestrated extortion schemes, directed money laundering operations, and became deeply involved in drug trafficking. Her strategic mindset and ability to command respect earned her a fearsome reputation within the organization. Authorities described her as the embodiment of Cosa Nostra's silent but deadly influence, a leader who worked behind the scenes to maintain control while keeping her profile low. Her arrest in 2017 revealed just how instrumental she had been in sustaining the Mafia's operations during her husband's absence. Maria Angela's story reflects a larger truth about women in the Mafia. They were not merely supporting characters. When the men fell, they rose, proving that power in the Mafia could transcend gender if one had the cunning to claim it. Raffaella Del Tiro, famously nicknamed the Big Female Kitten, rose to power in the Camorra, a clan notorious for its violent rivalries and cutthroat leadership. Her ascent was anything but ordinary. After her husband was murdered in a brutal gang feud, Raffaella didn't retreat into mourning, she took control, determined to avenge his death and secure her family's position. Under her leadership, the Pianese Del Tiro clan flourished. Known for her razor-sharp mind and unrelenting resolve, Raffaella expanded the clan's reach through drug trafficking and extortion. She managed alliances with rival factions, ensuring her clan's dominance in a volatile criminal network. Her ruthlessness, combined with strategic brilliance, set her apart, earning her both respect and fear. Despite multiple assassination attempts, Raffaella's grip on power remained firm until her eventual arrest in 2012. Her story is one of resilience and ambition, proving that in the Mafia, survival often hinges on the ability to outthink and outlast the competition, even if it means leading with an iron fist. Patricia Messina Denaro, sister of the infamous Matteo Messina Denaro, was a force to be reckoned with in the Cosa Nostra. While her brother remained a fugitive for decades, Patricia took on a leadership role, ensuring the family's criminal empire continued to thrive despite the intense scrutiny of law enforcement. Patricia managed extortion networks, oversaw money laundering schemes, and played a key role in maintaining communication channels between her brother and the organization. Her ability to command respect among hardened criminals while staying under the radar showcased her strategic mind and resilience. Her downfall came in 2013 when authorities arrested her in a coordinated operation, dealing a significant blow to the Cosa Nostra's leadership. Patricia's story highlights the often overlooked roles women played in sustaining and expanding the Mafia's operations, proving that their influence extended far beyond traditional family roles. Nella Serpa's rise to power was as groundbreaking as it was ruthless. She became the first woman recognized as a boss in Ndrangheta, a notoriously secretive and violent mafia organization. Her journey to leadership began with tragedy when her brother was murdered in a brutal clan rivalry. Nella, undeterred by her loss, vowed to avenge his death and assumed control of the family's criminal operations. Her leadership style was characterized by a calculated mix of loyalty and terror. Nella orchestrated drug trafficking networks, expanded the clan's influence, and personally oversaw revenge killings against those who betrayed her family. Even after being imprisoned, she continued to run operations, using a network of trusted intermediaries to issue orders from behind bars. Nella's story exemplifies how women in the Mafia wielded power in ways that defied societal norms, demonstrating a resilience and cunning that allowed them to thrive in one of the most dangerous criminal organizations in the world. Anna De Luca Cosa emerged as a dominant figure in the Camorra after the male leaders of her clan were imprisoned. Known for her unyielding determination, Anna took control of the De Luca Cosa clan and transformed it into a powerhouse of organized crime. Her sharp instincts and business acumen allowed her to navigate the dangerous world of rivalries and alliances. Under Anna's leadership, the clan expanded its operations in drug trafficking and extortion, becoming a significant force in Naples' underworld. Her ability to forge alliances with other Camorra factions ensured her clan's survival and growth in the face of fierce competition. Anna's ruthlessness was matched by her tactical brilliance, enabling her to maintain control even as law enforcement intensified its efforts to dismantle the organization. Despite her eventual arrest, Anna's influence endured. Her legacy highlights how women like her leveraged intelligence and ambition to rewrite the rules of leadership in a male-dominated criminal empire. Assunta Maresca, famously known as Puppetta, became a legend in the world of the Camorra for her boldness and dramatic rise to power. Born into a family tied to organized crime, Puppetta was no stranger to the Mafia's ruthless ways. However, it was her personal tragedy that propelled her into the spotlight and solidified her place in history. In 1955, just months after her wedding, Puppetta's husband, a prominent local boss, was murdered by a rival. Refusing to remain a passive victim, Puppetta took justice into her own hands. In a shocking public act, she gunned down her husband's killer in broad daylight, earning her the admiration of some and the fear of many. This act of vengeance marked her as a force to be reckoned with. Over time, Puppetta became deeply involved in the Camorra, leading criminal operations with a mix of charisma and intimidation. Her story epitomizes the intertwining of personal vendettas and mafia power, showing how women carved their paths in a world defined by violence. Anna Mazza, known as the Black Widow of Avellino, rose to prominence in the Camorra after the death of her husband, the leader of the Mazza clan. Unlike others who might have been overshadowed by their loss, Anna stepped into the role of leader with calculated precision, quickly establishing herself as a force to be reckoned with. Under her command, the Mazza clan solidified its control over extortion and drug trafficking operations in the Avellino region. Anna's leadership style was marked by her ability to command loyalty while maintaining an aura of fear. Her reputation grew as she expertly balanced alliances with rival clans and ruthlessly eliminated threats to her authority. Even as law enforcement closed in, Anna's influence endured, with the Mazza clan continuing to thrive under her leadership. Her story reflects the power and resilience women could exhibit in the Mafia, proving they were more than capable of leading even in the face of immense adversity. Rosetta Cutolo, the enigmatic sister of Raphael Cutolo, was a pivotal figure in the rise of the new organized Camorra. While her brother was the public face of the organization, Rosetta operated behind the scenes, managing the financial and logistical backbone of their criminal empire. Her intellect and strategic mind were instrumental in consolidating power during the 1980s, a tumultuous period for the Camorra. From her family villa, Rosetta coordinated key operations, including drug trafficking and money laundering. She also acted as a trusted advisor to her brother, offering insights that helped expand their influence across Italy. Her ability to remain elusive made her a significant challenge for law enforcement. Rosetta's eventual arrest in 1993 marked the end of an era, but her role in building the Cutolo Empire left an indelible mark on Mafia history. Her story highlights how women in the Mafia wielded power not just through violence, but through intelligence and strategic acumen. Erminia Giuliano, known as Celeste for her striking blue eyes, emerged as a powerful leader of the Giuliano clan in the Camorra. Her rise came after the male leaders of the family were arrested, leaving a power vacuum that she boldly stepped in to fill. Erminia's ability to command respect and instill fear allowed her to consolidate control and maintain the clan's dominance in Naples. Under her leadership, the Giuliano clan thrived, particularly in drug trafficking and extortion. Erminia's strategic mind and keen understanding of the underworld enabled her to forge crucial alliances while quelling internal dissent. Her meticulous approach to management earned her a reputation as both a shrewd strategist and a formidable adversary. Despite her efforts to stay under the radar, law enforcement eventually caught up with her. Her arrest marked the end of her reign, but her story remains a testament to how women in the Mafia shattered traditional barriers, ruling with intelligence, strength, and an iron will. Maria Licciardi, famously dubbed the Godmother, was one of the most powerful and influential figures in the history of the Camorra. As the leader of the Secondigliano alliance, she orchestrated a sprawling criminal empire that dominated Naples through its control of drug trafficking, extortion, and counterfeit goods. Her reign was marked by strategic brilliance and an ironclad grip on power. Maria rose to prominence in the 1990s, taking control after the death of her brothers who had previously led the clan. Unlike many of her predecessors, Maria emphasized organization and discipline within the ranks, transforming the Second Italiano alliance into a highly efficient operation. Her low-profile leadership style helped her evade law enforcement for years. Even after her arrest in 2001, Maria's influence endured as her carefully crafted network of loyalists continued to operate. Her story underscores how women in the Mafia shattered expectations, proving themselves as capable of ruthlessness and strategy as their male counterparts.